Over the past 3 episodes, we have been exploring the different utility services that are provided to Tacoma residents by Tacoma Public Utilities and the City of Tacoma.
In part 1 of the series, our friend Rochelle from Tacoma Water helped us understand our drinking water utility, while Gator and I explored our wastewater and surface water utilities.
In the electrifying sequel of this series, Christian from Tacoma Power helped us understand how electricity is generated and delivered to Tacoma residents, how our electricity rate is calculated, and how we can take action to conserve electricity and save money.
We're back with the last segment of our 3-part series called Our Utilities Explained. We'll answer your questions about how this utility operates, how your rate is calculated, and how we can conserve natural resources by reducing waste, recycling, and composting.
Now, I'm not promising any Ewoks, but stay tuned for our exciting conclusion to our 3-part series, Our Utilities Explained.
Now, in our epic finale, we will be taking a tour through the world of garbage, recycling, and food and yard waste to understand our 5th utility service.
So let's start with our question. How does our solid waste and recycling utility work? We're going to break this down because there are actually 3 different systems that operate under the one utility: garbage, recycling, and food and yard waste.
However, all 3 bins are included in one monthly rate, which is called Solid Waste and Recycling on your utility bill. Each of these systems involve different processes and lead to different end results. Let's begin with garbage. Your bill for residential garbage, recycling, and food and yard waste is determined by the size of your green garbage container. For example, if you have a 30-gallon garbage container, your monthly rate will be $24.06, plus $2.82 for the Recycle Reset surcharge.
When you empty your garbage into a City of Tacoma garbage container or dumpster, you know that your garbage will go away. But where is away? Well, on collection day, a City of Tacoma garbage truck will collect your garbage and transport it to the Tacoma Recovery and Transfer Center, where it will wait to be loaded onto a semi-truck trailer. The semi-trucks then deliver our garbage to its final resting place at the LRI landfill in Graham, where it will be buried underground.
Seems pretty great, right? While it's wonderful that our garbage doesn't have to collect in our yards or on the street, it's important to remember that everything we throw away is made from valuable natural resources, like trees, water, rocks, and oil. Once our trash reaches the landfill, we will never be able to use the valuable natural resources those items were made from ever again. And of the more than 1 million tons of garbage received at the LRI landfill every year, a lot of the items are not actually garbage at all.
So before you throw something away, ask yourself, could this be recycled or composted instead?
Just a little intermission for rain and chickens. Let's learn a little bit more about recycling and food and yard waste systems in Tacoma so that we can better understand what goes where.
Recycling is a great way to make less garbage and ensure that natural resources will get a second life.
You can have up to 2 food and yard waste containers and as many recycling containers as you want at no additional fee. But it's important to remember that we should have the right number and size of containers for the needs of our household.
When you place an item like a plastic bottle, an aluminum can, or a cardboard box in your blue curbside recycling bin, City of Tacoma recycling truck will pick up your recycling on collection day and deliver it to Waste Management's JMK Recovery Facility in the Tide Flats. There, recyclables are sorted by size and material using a combination of machines and manual sorting by dedicated employees. Once sorted, recyclables are baled and sold so that they can be turned into new products. For example, old paper can be used and recycled into cereal boxes, paper bags, or even toilet paper.
Recycle items that are accepted in Tacoma's recycling program, such as clean plastic bottles, tubs, and jugs, paper and cardboard, aluminum cans, and steel cans. Just make sure to recycle right and keep your recyclables empty, clean, and dry. Glass, however, is one item that is sorted separately in Tacoma.
And as of January 4th, 2021, the City of Tacoma will no longer offer residential curbside pickup for glass. Instead, residents are encouraged to bring their glass to the Tacoma Recycling Center at 3510 South Mullen Street off Center Street in Tacoma,
Or to one of the new glass recycling drop-off sites that are located around the city.
To find a glass drop-off site near you, visit tacomarecycles.org. The glass received at the Tacoma Recycling Center and the drop-off locations will be hauled to Strategic Materials in Seattle, where it is melted down and processed to make new glass products. What about food and yard waste? How does that process work? First, Tacoma residents fill the food and yard waste cart with, you guessed it, food and yard waste.
Any kind of food can go in the food and yard waste cart. Banana peels, chicken bones, old moldy cheese, bread crusts that certain family members are too picky to eat.
And lots of things from the yard like branches, grass clippings, and leaves can go into the brown bin too.
When you wheel your food and yard waste cart to the curb, a City of Tacoma truck will pick up your food and yard waste
and deliver it to the compost factory in Puyallup. There, through a natural decomposition process, your old moldy cheese and weeds from your yard will be turned into a nutrient-rich compost, which can be cycled back into the environment to enrich soil and help new plants grow.
Knowing all this information about Tacoma's garbage, recycling, and food and yard waste systems is great, but sometimes it's really hard to figure out what should go into each bin.
If you ever have a question about what goes where, just visit tacomarecycles.org or download the free Recycle Coach app. These resources allow users to type the name of an item that they are curious about in the What Goes Where search bar.
From there, our monster mascot Milo will tell users if that item should be placed in the garbage, recycling, or food and yard waste cart.
Milo can also tell users what items can be donated for reuse and if there are special instructions for disposal, such as taking them to the hazardous waste collection site at the Tacoma Recycling Center.
So to sum up, we have one utility that covers 3 different systems: garbage, recycling, and food and yard waste.
Overall, our solid waste and recycling utility rates help keep our environment healthy through collecting garbage from every home and business in Tacoma, recycling of nearly 28,000 tons of metal, plastics, paper, and glass and other materials every year, composting 40,000 tons of yard and food waste every year, safely disposing of 350 tons of household hazardous waste, and supporting neighborhood and community cleanups. That's a lot. Can we save money and protect the environment through conservation? You can lower your monthly solid waste and recycling costs and help the environment by simply making less garbage.
Place your leftover food scraps in the food and yard waste cart so that they can be composted instead of ending up in the landfill.
Try to repair things rather than immediately throwing items away.
And donate things you no longer want or need to a local charity, or offer them up on your local sharing network. Lastly, think about what you buy in the first place. Ask yourself, do you really need it? Can you buy used? Can you get something without a ton of disposable packaging?
And if you have to buy new, can you buy something that can be recycled or reused?
Well, that about wraps up our 3-part tour of our 5 incredible utility services.
We'll be back to answer your questions about the environment and sustainability in Tacoma. In the meantime, you can email us at EnviroChallenger@cityoftacoma.org. For all of us here at the City of Tacoma and our friends at Tacoma Public Utilities, I'm Gator.
And I'm Kate.
We'll see you next time on Ask the EnviroChallengers.
What is that terrible noise? I think my chicken just farted.